You're watching Alu TV. Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of WHOPPI Freakin' Do. I am back in Helsinki. The last time I was with you, I gave you this beautiful time lapse of the Matterhorn, and the Matterhorn was smoking something. I don't know what the Matterhorn was smoking, but it was pretty good. Well, the world has changed a lot since I've been gone, and it hasn't changed for the better. We're in a really, really bad situation now. I'm not trying to be too much of a bummer, but I'm going to tell you what you need to look out for. Number one, you need to pay attention to the debt situation in Japan. Japan is running a debt of about 250 to 1. Let me put this in very simple terms. For every 100,000 Japan makes, they have to service their debt. The service of the debt cost is 250,000. Okay, America right now has about a debt ratio of 125%. So that means for every $100,000, the debt service is 125,000. The situation is not good. Okay, that coupled with the fact that the war is going on. So, why was attacking Iran a tremendous mistake? The Gulf countries, Bahrain, United Arab Emirates, Qatar, I'm probably leaving something out at the moment. Saudi Arabia, how could I forget Saudi Arabia? Okay, when they sell oil, it is sold in US dollars, okay? And this goes way back to 1971 when Richard Nixon made a promise to Saudi Arabia that they would help defend Saudi Arabia, but in return, that when oil was sold, that it would be sold in US dollars. So if the Japanese want to buy oil, they have to get dollars first before they can buy it. So that is why the dollar is the U.S. reserve currency. The reason why this is bad now is that Iran is hitting Saudi Arabia. Iran is hitting the United Arab Emirates. Iran is hitting Qatar. This is not good because the way their oil gets out is through the Strait of Hormuz. The Strait of Hormuz is only open to those who are supporting Iran. From Iran's point of view, this makes total sense. Think about it. If the United Arab Emirates, Qatar, Saudi Arabia can't sell their oil, can't get it out through the Strait of Hormuz, that is going to drive the price up sky high. It's already going up very high as it is. To make matters worse, because Trump is so unstable and America is so unpredictable, people are going to be selling U.S. treasuries, okay? And this is where the Japanese situation is really bad. Japan owns more treasuries than any country in the world, and they're going to be selling them because now they have inflation in Japan. And their bond yields are rising. So before, when they had, negative yields, they would give America money when, the rate was like 4% in the US. And so they would make money, on the money that they would lend America. But now that money has to come home. This coupled with the war, this is a nightmare that we are about to experience. So my advice to you is, I don't know what we can do. Just try to make sure that your personal debt is not very high, right? So, if you have a mortgage on a house, in about the next 6 months, expect to see your mortgage prices spike considerably, okay? And of course, think about it. If you live in California and the cost of gasoline goes up to $7, $8, $9 a gallon, how in the world are people going to get to work and get to where they need to go? It's not going to happen. This is a really bad situation. The midterms can't come fast enough. One would think that the generals would stop Trump from doing what he's doing. Unfortunately, that hasn't happened yet. There are too many yes men in the room. And, you would think that cooler heads would have prevailed by now. It has been reported that Trump was told that the United States doesn't have enough ammunition to combat all the drones and the missiles that Iran has been using. And you don't need to ask me. You can just ask the Israelis. Tel Aviv is getting hit like crazy. Okay, there have been over 10,000 missile damage reports filed since the first time that they bombed Iran months ago. So the situation's not good. All right, so all I can say to my friends in America is, you gotta take matters into your own hands. You gotta get people out to vote. And the numbers have to be overwhelming. That's the only way that hopefully this can be stopped. But the damage will have been done. The damage will have been done. The dollar is taking a hit. The dollar will be in worse shape. I can't imagine what it's going to be like in the future. Over here in Europe, there are a lot of bad consequences that can come. Of course, have you heard anything about the war in Ukraine? Right, the war in Iran just put that off the newscast. Right, that's still going on. But the Americans will not be helping the Ukrainians anymore. And the question is, how much will the Europeans help the Ukrainians? Well, time will tell. But this doesn't look good. Here in Finland, we are right next to Russia. And Mr. Putin seems to be playing the long game. And to not understand geopolitics, the rest of us are just living day to day. And when we're looking at all this and we're wondering why this is happening, keep in mind there are people who have been looking at this and thinking about this and strategizing for this for a long time. So, just to recap, pay attention to the Japanese situation. Look at the dollar, right? And when you see what is happening to the Gulf countries, this should give you great pause. All right? Yes, Israel has taken a lot of hits, but, Mr. Netanyahu tells Mr. Trump to jump, and Mr. Trump seems to say, how high? Now, do America and Israel have military power to fight wars? Yes. Do they have the correct military power to fight this war? The answer is no, they don't. And Iran is getting bombed, but they really kind of hold the cards. If they control the Strait of Hormuz, the rest of the world will suffer. Hopefully this won't happen. Hopefully cooler heads will prevail. And we'll see what happens. But I'll see you again soon. Hopefully, I have something good to report on the next Whoopie Freakin' Do. Thank you for watching Alu TV.